Welcome back to another video. Thank you if you watched the last video. We went over deploying a cloud solution. Now we're actually going to cover securing a cloud solution. It's going to be fairly brief. There's two parts to this. This is the first part. The first part, we're going to be defining security groups for OpenStack instances. And on the next part, we're going to be managing project users and roles in OpenStack. But nonetheless, for part one, we can start defining these security groups. And what we're going to do is create a security group for an instance that then add a require rule to it, right? So we're going to cover this with OpenStack here in just a second. Now, defining security groups for OpenStack instance, right? Now, security for a cloud configuration cannot be overemphasized because defining and implementing access rules is a common and effective method of measuring or ensuring rather authorized and trusted access to the cloud and its resources. Now, access rules for a similar service can be combined together into a security group. Now, when you launch an instance of OpenStack, right, you can create new security groups or assign one or more existing security groups to it. Now, if you do not create or assign a security group to the instance created, new instances are automatically assigned to the default security group. Now, OpenStack provides security groups for both hosts and the network to add defense and depth for the virtual machines and instances that are created. And these are similar to firewalls on the host as they allow or deny incoming traffic based on the port or protocol or address, right? Now, however, in an OpenStack instance, security group rules are applied to incoming traffic only, while host-based firewall rules can be applied to both incoming as well as outgoing traffic. So setting up the security rules and groups can cause that legitimate traffic to be denied. Therefore, it's recommended that security groups are configured correctly for the networking being used. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create a security group to allow secure shell access. And to allow access to the instance through secure shell, then a rule needs to be added to the relevant security group. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to open up OpenStack here in just a moment. It's like it's already there. Okay. Looks like I need to do what I did toward the end of the last video. Let's go searching for that password. Right, and then okay. Now this shows the user passwords for the OpenStack portal, but I want the admin password. So let me do this here. All right, let's take a look. There it is. Okay. So now I'm presented with the OpenStack dashboard after a successful login. And I'm actually going to take a look at the project tab here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's take a look at the network. All right. And let's take a look at the security groups naturally, right? That's what we've been talking about. And then the security groups are displayed, right? We're going to select the create a security group, right? And going to have it allow SSH. Then create security group. Okay. Now, as we can see, the newly created security group allow SSH is now listed. Now, to manage rules on the security group, we can actually click here, right? Like it's taking its time, and we can see the rules, right, that are displayed, two default rules. So I'm going to actually add another one. Okay, so let's actually do the SSH rule, right? Because the name of the security group. Okay, and then let's see. Perfect. Everything looks good so far. So let's have an add here. Now back on the security group rules, the allow. Let me go back here. Well, we can see here that it's been added, right, with the port 22 and IP protocol of TCP. I believe it was TCP actually. Check. Yeah, TCP successfully added to our security group. Now I'm actually going to go back here. Now I'm going to create a security group to allow HTTP or Hypertext Transfer Protocol and Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure access. Now to allow access to these, the rules need to be added to the security group. So I'm going to create a security group and then add these rules to it. Let's start with the first one here. I'm going to do okay. We're going to create it, of course. And now we see this one has been listed, now listed. And I want to manage the rules, of course. All right. And there's currently, as we already see, the default two listing rules. But HTTP or HTTPS are not among these. So I'm going to add a rule. Do HTTP. I'm going to click add. Now that we see that it has been added, right? Wish I could get expanded. But notice that the HTTP rule with port 80, right, and IP protocol of TCP is now successfully added to the allow HTTP and HTTPS security group. Now I'm going to add another rule, and naturally we know that what that's going to be, right? HTTPS. It's going to click add, right? And we can notice here again, this one with this, they have to roll with port 443 and the IP protocol of TCP has been added to our security group. Now, we can add different security groups following exactly the same process that I just did in the last couple steps here. But nonetheless, this brings us to the end of this video for part one for securing a cloud solution. And I'll be right back with another video for part two for securing a cloud solution. It's going to be even more fun. Hope to see you there. In the meantime, stay curious, stay secure.